Hey Priscilla, have you seen Donton? He never showed up in the galley for lunch.
I think he's still in the engine room, working on his secret project, you know.
Ah, yes. He's been working on that for 3 weeks now. It must be pretty important if you missed lunch for it. By the way, what are you working on?
I'm writing a report for Donton's secret project.
You're in on this? Let me see.
I'm sorry, I can't let you see. You know Donton, grand unveiling and all.
All right, I'm going to get him. Lieutenant Jennings will be coming over the comm any minute now. Lieutenant, you need to get to the bridge now. We'll be getting orders soon.
Yes, sir. You can have a look at it now. The fruit of my labors for 3 weeks. It'll give us unprecedented information about Jupiter.
A long pipe? All right, let me see. This looks like an old hurricane dropsonde.
It's exactly what it is, except for the old part. This one's brand new and fully equipped to make a trip through Jupiter's atmosphere.
And you plan to drop it into the Great Red Spot, I suppose?
Right. After all, the Great Red Spot is the biggest hurricane in the solar system. This dropsonde will measure temperature, wind speed, and pressure all the way down to the surface.
Good work. This is really impressive. All right, let's head back to the bridge and you can ask for approval from Genesis Command.
Hey Priscilla, did you finish the report?
I just finished. I'm sending it to your screen now.
Thanks, sis. You're the best.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Jennings.
Hello, Captain. I hope you're all ready to get back to work. Your mission on Jupiter will keep you quite busy.
Oh, I'm ready. After 4 weeks straight, flying through space loses some of its thrill, and I think my crew would agree.
Things are about to get much more exciting. Here are your orders directly from the Admiral. Now that you have established an orbit above Jupiter, you're to position the Genesis 7 above Jupiter's Great Red Spot so that Lieutenant Andrews can descend into the atmosphere in the little G. While above the storm, he will take several minutes of audio and video recordings along with an air sample.
Lieutenant Andrews has been working on a project for this part of the mission. I'll let him tell you about it.
Thank you, Captain. Hi, Lieutenant Jennings. I knew part of this mission would involve visiting Jupiter's Great Red Spot, so over the past few weeks I built a dropsonde similar to what we might use to measure a hurricane on Earth. I made it strong enough to survive a trip deep into the atmosphere. I'm sending a report with all the specifications now.
Oh, that sounds very useful. I'll need to send your report to the Admiral for approval, but I'll do that right away.
Thank you.
I'll contact you with the Admiral's decision in the morning. In the meantime, it would be best for you to continue with the other half of this mission, which is observing some of the moons orbiting the planet. Your orbit path will allow you to fly by Europa before you reach Io, where Lieutenant Andrews is to land and collect soil and rock samples.
That does sound exciting. Io is an interesting place. Think Venus.
You should be approaching Europa soon, so I'll let you get back to your preparations. Have a good mission.
Thank you, Lieutenant Jennings. Priscilla, locate Europa and Io in the navigation system so you can pinpoint them with your radar imaging.
Yes, sir, Captain. This will only take a moment. Okay, Captain. I'm sending the image to your screen now. We're about 3,000 kilometers from Europa, and we will pass inside its orbit soon.
Great. Lieutenant, reduce power to the thrusters so we can have some more time to observe Europa as we fly by.
Done.
You know, there have been some very, interesting ideas about Europa in the past regarding the possibility of alien life there. Early measurements led scientists to believe that the surface of the moon is an icy shell covering a liquid ocean.
And of course, the evolutionists always expected to find life where they found liquid.
Right. Of course, that idea isn't based on any evidence, but Europa is unique, and Genesis Command is constructing a probe right now that will use a superheated drill to bore through the ice, and if there's liquid underneath, to test its composition.
Isn't there an old movie about life on Europa?
Now that you mention it, yes there is. Oh, what was that called? I don't really remember. It's been a while. It was really strange.
Tell me about it.
I'm using our imager to get a magnified view of Europa, and it's covered in a network of thin lines. They almost look like roads.
Send that to my screen. They do look like roads. Of course they aren't. They're actually formed by the ice splitting and refreezing, possibly because of the pull of Jupiter's gravity on the moon. But they make it look fascinating.
What makes scientists believe that there's an ocean under Europa's crust when we haven't even sent a probe yet?
I can answer that one. There have been several probes that flew by Europa and captured images of the surface. Those images revealed that the surface is very smooth, one of the smoothest in the solar system, and a frozen ocean is the best model to explain why it's so smooth.
That makes sense. Why can't I land on the smooth, safe moon?
Because volcanoes are more interesting. Speaking of Io, we should be approaching soon. Priscilla, can you get a reading on our distance?
Yes, sir. We're approaching from about 6,500 kilometers.
Thank you. Now, Lieutenant, your descent to the surface will be straightforward, but you'll need to be especially careful with the landing. Most of Io's surface is extremely cold, but some areas could be hot enough to cause problems for the little G.
Yes, sir, I'll be careful. I'd rather not replace the landing gear again.
No, I think once was enough for this mission. All right, Lieutenant, go ahead and get the little G ready for descent.
I'm on my way. Okay, Captain. I'm aboard the little G and I'm ready for descent.
Excellent. I'm releasing your docking arms now, and you're clear to descend. Io has an atmosphere, but it's much too thin to slow you down, so begin firing your reverse thrusters early.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Priscilla, train your imager on the surface and send the image to my screen.
Just a moment. There you go, Captain.
Thanks. Wow, Io is really amazing. It'd be surprising to find this much activity on a moon anywhere, much less in the outer solar system.
I'm getting a great view now. Looks like there's a couple of giant clouds on the surface. What's that all about?
Those are huge plumes of sulfur and sulfur dioxide that erupted into the atmosphere from the moon's volcanoes. There was an eruption observed just after the turn of the century that sent sulfur 200 miles into the atmosphere.
The sulfur explains all the strange colors on the moon. It really is similar to Venus in that regard. Lots of volcanoes and lots of sulfur. Okay, I'm getting close to the surface now. Looks like there's a good place to land just ahead, so I'll have these samples in no time.
Good work. Hello, Lieutenant Jennings.
Hello, Captain. I trust everything's going smoothly so far?
Yes, it is. Lieutenant Andrews is on the surface of Io now.
Perfect. I was calling to let you know that the Admiral's finished reviewing the report from Lieutenant Andrews.
Are you getting this, Donton?
Yes, sir, Captain.
Go ahead, Lieutenant Jennings.
The Admiral approved of the dropsonde itself and commended Lieutenant Andrews on his contribution. However, he said that releasing the dropsonde from the little G's arm is too dangerous. Donton will need to come up with a mechanism to release the dropsonde from underneath the little G.
That's not a problem. It wouldn't take long at all to weld a spring-loaded chamber to the bottom of the little G that could launch the dropsonde. With your permission, Captain.
Of course, permission granted.
The Admiral will be very glad to hear it. This mission should be very informative. It's getting late now, so your mission to Jupiter is scheduled for tomorrow. I'll talk to you all in the morning.
Thank you, Lieutenant Jennings. We'll talk to you then.
Okay, Captain. I finished collecting my samples and I'm on my way back now.
Good work. How do things look from the surface?
It's amazing. Some of these mountains are higher than any I've ever seen back home. The lava flows spread out for miles.
It even looks incredible from our imagers, so I'm sure it looks almost unbelievable up close. And it looks dangerous, so I'm glad you didn't have any trouble this time.
So am I. Praise the Lord for a smooth, easy mission.
Yes, indeed, Lieutenant. It's good to see your gratitude. Okay, it looks like you're getting close now. Let me know when you're ready to dock.
All ready, Captain.
Come on back aboard, Lieutenant. You can head straight to the galley. It's time for dinner, and then we'll get some rest before we continue the mission tomorrow.
What are we having?
How about chicken sandwiches? We haven't had chicken in a while. I like chicken.
Let's see. I think these flight paths could use a few changes. All right.
Corporal Williams.
Ah, Arnold.
Working late tonight, are we?
I had some important deadlines coming up, so I had to get those done.
With Jennings.
No, she had picked up some notes of mine, and I had to come in here and get them. So, what has you here so late?
Oh, I was working with the mechanics over in the hangar. Made a pretty big mess over there. But anyway, saw the lights over here and decided to come.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, but I'll be done soon. I'll be sure to turn them off when I leave.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
See you.
I'm working my way under the ship now, Captain.
Easy does it.
Okay, I'm underneath. Hopefully this won't take long.
Good work, Lieutenant. Just take your time and make sure it's secure. We don't want it causing you any problems once you're in the atmosphere. Priscilla, we'll begin moving towards the red spot as soon as he finishes the welding. See if you can use your imager to begin monitoring the surface there.
Yes, sir. I'm already getting a good image from here. Let me zoom in. Wow, that is amazing. I'm sending it to your screen now.
Thank you. There it is, the biggest storm in the solar system. It could easily swallow the entire Earth, winds peak at 120 miles per second, and it's rolled on for over 400 years. But you don't have to tell your brother that.
It's too late. Molly already did. He's been studying the Great Red Spot in the ship's database. Of course, when he realized how fast he'd be moving, he wanted to paint racing stripes on the little G.
That's Donton. Of course, he'll be staying away from the outside of the storm, so things will be pretty stagnant. Otherwise, the storm would destroy his dropsonde, even if it is titanium carbide.
As proud as he is of the dropsonde, I'm not sure he could go on if that happened.
You're probably right. Let's see if he's got it ready to go. Lieutenant, how's it going?
I just finished the weld. It should be strong enough to hold. I'm heading back aboard, Captain.
Excellent. Hurry back. Lieutenant Jennings is on the comm. Good morning. How is the lovely Lieutenant Jennings today?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Captain. I hope you're all well rested. You've got quite a mission ahead of you today. Lieutenant Andrews will need to be at his best.
Someone call me.
Hello, Lieutenant. I was just saying that you'll need to show off all your piloting skills today. Flying into the Great Red Spot won't be an easy task.
I'm looking forward to it. I like a challenge.
Good to hear. Once the G7 is in orbit above the Great Red Spot, you will descend into the eye. It is very important that you don't get caught up on the outside of the storm. The wind speeds there could potentially damage the little G and would certainly destroy the dropsonde.
Don't go near the edge. Got it.
Unfortunately, you also cannot descend directly into the center of the eye. The updrafts there are too strong and the dropsonde could be thrown back into the little G. The captain and Priscilla can help guide you to an ideal location.
Stay away from the edge and from the center. I'm still following.
One more note. Jupiter's gravity is enormous, so avoid going deeper into the atmosphere than necessary, as it could become too difficult to escape.
Well, those are a lot of rules, but I think I can remember them all.
Perhaps this time we'll stay out of trouble. Have a good mission, Lieutenant.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Lieutenant Jennings. We'll talk to you after the mission. Okay, Lieutenant, let's head to Jupiter. Fire up the thrusters. Reverse thrusters now, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir, Captain. We'll reach orbit speed in less than a minute.
Perfect. Priscilla, get the great red spot in the imager again so we can track the little G as it descends. Infrared will be most useful.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant, be very careful. You've never flown into anything quite like this before. It's extremely important that you stay away from the outside of the storm.
Yes, sir. I'll be careful to follow all 3 rules. Stay away from the edge, stay away from the center, and don't fly too low.
And stay in close contact the entire time. Okay, get to it.
I'll be praying for you, Donton.
Thank you, sis.
All ready, Captain.
Docking arms are released. Take it easy on the way down. Jupiter's gravity is strong enough without much help from your thrusters.
Yes, sir, Captain. I'll just settle in for the ride.
Captain, I've just noticed that the layers on Jupiter rotate in different directions. Is that what caused the great red spot?
That's exactly right. Jupiter's atmosphere is filled with cloud layers. The light ones are zones and the dark ones are belts. These rotate in different directions, which causes violent storms, like the great red spot.
Captain, it's huge. I'm getting close to the storm now and I can't even see the edges anymore. I've heard people talk about how enormous this storm is, but unless you see it up close, you can't even imagine.
Even comparing what the great red spot looks like in pictures to how it looks from orbit is mind-blowing, so I imagine that your view is overwhelming. And just think, that storm, which is as big as 2 or 3 Earth-sized planets, is on a planet that's 120 times the size of Earth. The Sun is about 10 times the size of Jupiter, and it's a small star. There are hundreds of billions of stars in the galaxy and billions of galaxies in the universe.
I can't even comprehend how enormous that is. It's almost infinite.
Almost, but not quite, because only God is infinite. What is truly impossible to comprehend is that God created everything in the universe, all the billions of galaxies with their billions of stars, in just 6 days by the word of His power.
God is so much more powerful than we can comprehend. He created every atom in the universe in the very beginning, but He existed for all eternity before the universe was even here. As the Bible says in Job 36:26, "Behold, God is great, and we know Him not, neither can the number of His years be searched out."
And God ordained all that would happen in the universe that He created. In Isaiah 46:10, I read that there is none like God, declaring the end from the beginning, from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, "My counsel shall stand." I'm about 250 kilometers above the clouds now. I'm heading towards what seems to be a stagnant area near the outside of the storm.
I'm following your path on the imager, Donton. If you keep going straight ahead, you'll be in a safe zone to launch the dropsonde.
Thank you, Priscilla. Just make sure you don't drift too far to the right, Lieutenant, or you'll be drawn into the outer part of the storm. Keep us updated.
150 kilometers from the clouds and dropping fast. I just reversed the thrusters to avoid flying too low.
Make sure they're full capacity for now. Better to slow down too early than to plunge into the clouds.
75 kilometers. Everything is going smoothly to stop at cloud level.
Keep in mind that this storm is full of lightning. If you plunge too deep into the clouds, we'll lose communications.
Yes, sir. 25 kilometers.
Very good. Are you observing much of an updraft?
I'm at cloud level now. The updraft is very noticeable. The dropsonde may not descend on its own.
What are you thinking?
Well, if I allow the little G to drop just below the clouds, I can release the dropsonde exactly when I stop, and it will overcome the updraft.
That should be safe as long as you don't drop too deep. The currents in the clouds could be dangerous.
I'll just drop deep enough to make sure the dropsonde will fall. I'll send you a video link with the underside camera feed so you can watch.
Okay, thanks. All right, we're all set. Go ahead. You need to stop now, Lieutenant.
Just a little further. The dropsonde needs more speed.
Stop now.
It worked. I'm headed back up.
Bring her straight out, no sightseeing.
The currents down here are very unpredictable. My trim thrusters are going crazy just keeping the ship upright. And shouldn't I be out of the clouds by now?
Have you started back up? I can't tell anything from the underside cameras.
The trim thrusters are maxed out, but I don't think little G has the power to make it up.
Have you overridden the heat controller to boost the thrusters?
I tried that. I'm pitching too much to even keep the nose up.
Okay, don't panic. You can get out of this, but listen very carefully. Jupiter's gravity is balancing out the power of your thrusters. You need to carefully maneuver to your right and fly into the high winds around the outside of the storm.
That's exactly what I've been trying not to do.
I know, but things have changed. You'll be entering the winds at an angle and flying along with them, so you'll get a huge boost to your speed. Keep your thrusters at full power, and it won't take you long to reach a point where the entire storm turns to the left. You need to keep going straight.
And the wind will catapult me out of the storm.
Exactly. As soon as you're out of the storm, pitch the nose up, reverse your thrusters, and fire them as far down as possible. Your speed will be enough to launch you out of Jupiter's gravity.
How close am I to the wind fields?
Very. You'll be in them any second now.
One last thing. We're going to lose communications as soon as you hit the winds, so just follow my instructions carefully and remember, God is in control.
Thank you, Captain. Here it goes.
You can do this, Donton.